Okay, hello everyone, welcome to another race review video of FIA round 5. Just a manufacturer's review here. We never did the nations. It wasn't quite our cup of tea, and this shot here at manufacturers was going to be our only chance at it, so whatever result we got here was what we were going to have to take. So we are at Dragon Trail Seaside. In Group 4 cars with 15 laps, medium tyres, tyre wear at ×8, fuel at ×2, so no concern on the fuel. And as we jump here to look at what happened in qualifying, we did not get any of our laps together, and we qualified all the way down in P18 with a 146.8. which is at least 8 tenths off what I was looking to get. However, things were to go from bad to worse. At the start of the round, the driver in front of me, as you're about to see here, some kind of a bug, so he doesn't move off with the rest of the cars, which stops us and the cars behind. And then all of a sudden, off he goes. And now we're allowed to go. So that there has probably cost us a good 3-4, maybe even 5 seconds straight off the bat. So a horrendous qualifying, and to compound matters, a bug at the start leaves us way down in 18th place and considerably further back off the lead than we would be, and without a slipstream. Not a complete disaster, because the squabbling on the first lap should mean that we make up a little bit of time. But yeah, not an ideal start. And I was actually just ready to quit this one. However, in over 450 races over my 2 accounts, I have never actually quit a race, so I wasn't about to start now. So we get my head down, we put in a half decent lap, and we have a little incident in front of us, and it is the Subaru that caused the problems for us at the beginning. I think it's been spun off by the Dodge Viper in front of us, and the McLaren of Ghostly, he got caught up in that. So we've made up 2 positions quite quickly, and we'll make up a third as this Dodge Viper here serves its penalty. Now, I was having real trouble with the Chicane of Death in this one. I just could not get the line right through it, and it was compromising me lap after lap. Very often losing 3-4, sometimes even half a second to either the cars behind me or the cars in front. I just wasn't taking it up off the curb on the inside, and it was to cost me, as I said, lap after lap. So you get a perfect example of it just about coming up here. You can see the McLaren of Ghostly is 9 tenths of a second behind us as we come into the Chicane of Death, and we're taking that long to get on the throttle. We never took it terribly there, but we didn't take it great either. But you can see that gap coming down, and by the time we get into the braking zone, it's under 4 tenths, in fact very nearly down to 3 tenths. So the McLaren's now well on our slipstream, and that's going to give him a run all the way down this long straight on us. And McLaren very, very strong in the slipstream. Now, to be honest with you, I didn't think he was going to make a move down into turn 1. We'd already had enough problems at the start. I thought the best bet for us would be just kind of work as a wee team to try and catch up to the rest of the pack. But no, takes a bit of a dive, goes very deep, gets a poor line out, and really just costs us both times. To me, unnecessarily lost time. He just stayed down behind us, worked together around the rest of the lap, and we could try and catch up to the main pack. They're not that far ahead of us. You can see them just over the crest of the hill there. But no, it was not to be. So we're actually getting held up through the rest of that lap here. But again, looking through the Chicane of Death, that curb there just give us a little slap against the wall, and the Dodge Viper, who had served the 5-second penalty, I believe, slots in front of us. So again, just another example of the Chicane of Death costing me lap time and ultimately positions. Even so, the two cars in front of us, it's a Renault that's behind us. Again, I'm just thinking, let's just work as a little team here. Don't do anything too silly, let's not fight, let's just use the slipstream and try and catch up to the pack in front of us before the strategies start to unfold. There was a bit of a toss-up here between doing the no-stop or doing the one-stop. The non-stop required some pretty extreme tyre saving if you want to have any kind of tyres left for the last few laps. I, in my strategy guide, felt that the one-stop was the safer bet. And it turns out that the majority of the field in this race were to go for the one-stop, but because I'd done quite a lot of practice on the no-stop, I knew I could make the tyres last quite a decent distance. I could get at least 10-11 laps out of the tyres if required. So now that these two are going to start fighting down into the hairpin before the chicane of death again. To me, just unnecessary. We're just costing each other time. You see the McLaren just kind of stopped on the apex. They're going to work up a little taps. And here, but we're having to lift to go into the chicane of death here. And really, beyond the chicane of death, these two were really just holding me up quite badly through the rest of the lap. So in order to try and get some clean air and try and make something from this race, because we're down in 17th position, a third of the way into the race, I decided to dive into the pits and get away from they two and let them continue their squabbles between themselves. I really didn't want to get involved in that any further. So, as we said, no fuel required for this one. I think you actually finished the race with about 25% fuel. A new set of medium tyres bolted on, and we are going to go to the end of this one. Now that was a bit unfortunate. I actually thought I'd get out in front of the Subaru there, but we're coming behind him. But he's got absolutely no front tyres left, so by the end of this lap, or even two-thirds of the way into the lap, we've caught up with the Subaru. And we get much better traction out the hairpin as we head towards the chicane of death. And we slaughter ahead. But again, we're just going to get an example of how much of a weakness the chicane of death is proving to be. That's probably one of the better times that I took it, but the Subaru takes it better. It gets a little bit of a run. I don't know why he's going for a move. He's got absolutely no tyres left. He's never going to be able to outbrake me, but I don't know. Racecraft is not strong amongst a lot of people in this game, but ultimately all he did was cost us both probably about 3-4 tenths there. With a move he was never going to be able to make, which he just slotted in behind me and used the slipstream down the long straight. But the move was done, and then we had some nice clear track to put in some reasonable lap times. Not brilliant. 46.4 my best lap so far. It's not a terrible lap, but we should be looking to do the low 46s at that point. But as we approach the chicane of death, we see the yellow flags are out in force, and there has been a major incident. The Dodge Viper has been spun around. There's a Lamborghini going very slow there. There's a Renault Megane going very slow. There's another Dodge Viper going very slow. And as we come out the last corner, this Mercedes is also going very slow. There has been a fairly major incident into the chicane, and it's allowed us to go from 18th to 12th position. So as I said in the title, the chicane was taking from me a little bit lap after lap, but on that occasion has given back to me big time and has actually put a reasonable result just about on the table for me. So looking at the instant that happened, from the viewpoint of the Renault Megane, you can see as they go into the first part of the game, we've got the McLaren and the Dodge Viper that I was fighting with going side by side. McLaren hits the wall, that puts the Dodge Viper into the other wall, and then there's just chaos behind as cars are going into each other, they're hitting the walls. I think 3 cars picked up engine damage in the course of that. It all just comes from, again, pretty poor racecraft. You can't go side by side into the chicane of death. Somebody has to yield or it's just going to end in disaster. However, on this occasion, we gained from it, and we gained pretty handsomely indeed. For once, in these kind of instances, we're in the right place at the right time to capitalise in the biggest possible way. So we had a couple of clear laps after that instant. Again, look at the lap time, we were doing 47.1s. They're not brilliant laps, but my confidence in the Chicane of Death had gone quite badly, and that's the thing with the Chicane of Death. Once your confidence goes, it's very hard to carry any good speed through it because you're just trying to not crash. It's definitely something I need to practice the Chicane of Death a bit more, because the vast majority of drivers seem to be much better at it than I was. But yep, we've caught this GTR here. He's struggling big time with his front tyres. I think he pitted on the same lap as me on lap 5. He's now ran out of front tyres. And we gained big time on him through the last corner. We get the run down the straight, and we do a nice move into turn 1, which he doesn't fight at all. Sensible driving from the GTR. He just cost himself time if he tries to fight it. The inevitable was coming. So lap 13 now. And you can see we're slowly starting to close up on. There's a little group of 3 cars in front. I think 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th are all there. And I think a couple of them are non-stoppers who are now really starting to struggle on tyres. Again, such a terrible X out the Chicane of Death. This Dodge Viper jumps in front. Obviously he had caught us quite quickly over the rest of the lap, so I thought he was in fresh tyres, so I had no problem really. I was going to let him through anyway. I'm just trying to catch that group up in front. As I said, at the time I did think there was a couple of non-stoppers in there struggling big time with their tyres. So the Dodge has passed us. We decided to give him a little bit of a bump draft just here before the braking. And I don't know if it was that causes him to miss his braking point a little bit. Compromises himself through the corner, and ultimately ends up compromising me as well, which is quite annoying because I've having to come off the throttle there. Again, that corner is not one you want to be going through side by side. So we jump forward to the last lap now. We're still behind the Dodge Viper. He's actually holding us up quite badly through the twister sections. Our tyres still in pretty good condition given we've done 10 laps on them. But we have, as a pair, we've also got the attention of an SLS behind us. We've caught up to that group that we were talking about in front of us, the 4 cars, and the Corvette there in P10 of TX3 Wesson. I took a look at the replay. He has no tyres whatsoever. Why he didn't pit about lap 10, I don't know. He was doing 149s and 150s at that point. He'd gained that time back in 3 laps with fresh tyres, but it all goes a bit Pete Tong for the Chicane of Death for him. The Dodge Viper gets round him. I know he's absolutely no tyres. I'm going to go round the outside of him, and as we hit the braking zone, DTM, excuse me, just rams into the back of us. He was literally right up our bumper, misses his braking, and that sends the Dodge Viper into the sandpit. And I really did expect a penalty to pop up on screen, having me. The game was going to deem me guilty for knocking him off the track, but it doesn't happen. And somehow from P18 and a bug at the start, we salvage a P10. The race pace was pretty decent, and we kept it clean for the race. You know, while we were having trouble in the Chicane of Death, we never actually really got it wrong at any point. We made sensible decisions when we were alongside cars. We tried not to get involved in battles, and ultimately that's what allowed us to get this P10. So as I said at the title, the chicane was taken from me, but that major incident in lap 9 meant that actually gave me a lot more than it took. So I hope you've enjoyed this little race review. And we will be doing both nations and manufacturers for the next round. We'll try and get some strategy guides up for them as well. If you've made it all the way to the end of the video, only one thing left to do, and that's it. Thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you on the next one. Goodbye.